Good day. You didn't catch the Living Enlightenment, Embodying Source in Every Breath session? Don't worry, the full breakdown is now available for you. Let's dive right in. You're welcome. Living Enlightenment, Embodying Source in Every Breath. Living Enlightenment, Embodying Source in Every Breath explored the radical notion that enlightenment is not a future attainment, but a continuous, present-moment recognition and embodiment of one's true nature as source, emphasizing the death of the spiritual ego and the integration of divine awareness into ordinary human experience. Speakers and expertise. The primary speakers, at Naramist and at Dr. Tomsty, demonstrate deep expertise in non-dual philosophy, spiritual awakening, and embodied awareness. They serve as guides, challenging conventional spiritual paradigms and offering direct, experiential insights into the nature of consciousness and enlightenment. Key topics discussed. Defining living enlightenment. Both speakers emphasize that living enlightenment is not a future attainment, a peak experience, or an escape from the world. Instead, it is the continuous, moment-to-moment recognition and embodiment of one's fundamental nature as source or consciousness itself. It signifies the collapse of the seeker and the end of enlightenment as a destination. The illusion of future enlightenment and the spiritual ego. A central theme was the critique of the paradigm of becoming, where seekers believe enlightenment is achieved in the future. At Naramist called this a fundamental trap, asserting that the achiever is the illusion. The concept of the death of the spiritual ego was heavily stressed, described as the most dangerous trap, the me that collects experiences or identifies as awakened. This ego, they argue, must completely dissolve for true enlightenment, which is already present, source, consciousness, and embodiment. The speakers clarified that source is not something external to connect to, but what you are. It is the luminous emptiness in which all experience arises and dissolves. Embodiment, in this context, means recognizing that source expresses through the human form, not rejecting it. As at Naramist put it, source move your hands, source speak through your voice. This contrasts with traditional transcendence that seeks to escape the body. Every breath as recognition and the practice of stopping. The breath was highlighted as the most direct doorway to embodiment and immediate recognition. It's not a technique, but an innate pointer that the breath breathes itself. At Naramist introduced a practice that isn't a practice. Stop seeking. This means ceasing the entire movement of trying to get somewhere other than here, stopping efforts to improve consciousness, measure progress, or compare oneself. In this stopping, awareness is still here. Distinguishing healing from awakening, at Naramist clarified that healing psychological wounds and awakening to one's true nature are distinct. One can be fully awake and still require therapy or experience emotional triggers. The key is recognizing that these experiences happen through source, not to a separate self. Suffering arises from judging experiences, e.g., I shouldn't be angry, rather than from the experience itself. Key insights and predictions. Enlightenment is not special. At Naramist warned against waiting for these to feel like something special, as this is the spiritual ego trying to do its job again. Living enlightenment is the death of specialness, recognizing the ordinary moment as the fullness of reality. No one is broken. At Naramist called the idea that you are broken or in darkness a cruelest joke and a lie. You are source, not a piece or connected to it, but the whole playing the game of individuality. Ego doesn't die, it becomes transparent. At Dr. Tomsty clarified that the ego doesn't die, but becomes transparent as identification dissolves. Personality and individuality remain, but the illusion of separation collapses. The real test of awakening. At Dr. Tomsty stated that true awakening is measured by remaining aware when criticized, misunderstood, praised, alone, or triggered. Actionable recommendations and consensus views. Stop seeking. The most profound recommendation is to actually stop all forms of spiritual seeking, trying to get somewhere, or improve oneself. Embrace the present moment. Recognize that enlightenment is right now, in every breath and heartbeat. Breathe consciously. Use the breath as a direct doorway to presence and embodiment. Die to the me. Let go of the belief in the personality as one's identity, not the physical body. Leave from presence. as at Dr. Tomsky urged, wake up, breathe consciously, stand fully in your body, and let that infinite live through you without distortion. If you stay with me this far, thank you for your attention. Don't forget the link to the full recording of the session is in the comment section for those that want to catch the replay. Also, don't forget to share this with someone who needs to hear this today. Together, we don't just wake up. We rise, collectively and powerfully.